So the function for those that are a brief introduction for a minute or two on Veterans Yoga Project. Veterans Yoga Project is an organization founded by the amazing and brilliant Dr. Dan Libby on a mission to bring resilience to our vets, their families, and their communities, which is all of us. And we do that through practicing a modality of yoga that is designed and supported by evidence-based research to provide relief and self-regulation that affect the underlying causes of PTSD. And so while yoga may not heal your underlying disease, yoga practice can improve your response and your results. And that is given from research with hundreds, if not thousands at this point, of veterans and in this practice. And so over the last 10 years that we've been rolling this out, we found lots of evidence to indicate the effectiveness of this practice for others. The goal of these practices is very simple. It's to help people breathe deeply, think clearly, move freely, rest fully, and find gratitude. And we do that simply by breath, meditation, mindful movement, guided rest, with a focus on gratitude. And so in preparation for today, I invite you into a supported posture, whatever that means to you. Feel into whatever is touching the earth, the floor, the chair, the seat, the cushion, the places where your body is making contact with something. Feel the sensation of that contact and recognize that that sensation, that connection is support. Know that you're supported at all times, and that support is always available to you. Know that you're not alone. See, trauma robs us of our sense of connection. Trauma blocks our ability to feel support. Trauma gets in the way of our freedom and our joy. And so what we use these tools to do is to reconnect with these simple connection pieces to help us feel back into our connection to the present moment, our connection to ourselves, and our connection to whatever it is that we feel of as source. And so feel that place of connection where your body makes contact with whatever it's making contact with as support, and know that you're being supported. And because in our practices, we say support precedes action. So we find support first, and then we can move from a supportive posture into action. And so moving into action, I invite you to lengthen through your side body, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through your crown. Tuck the chin slightly, feel the length in the back of the neck. And as you lengthen, notice perhaps that the energy body engages, the chest expands, the heart may open. I invite you to allow that to occur. Then staying lengthened, I invite you to let go and land. Allow everything to settle as if you're just got your fresh green juice. And you know, if you let it sit, it'll all start to settle and separate. So imagine that you're allowing that settling and that separation to occur. And then close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so, or hood your gaze. Narrow your focus to something not moving just beyond the tip of your nose. And then be right here at the beginning of your next inhalation. Find the breath, the first of our tools, the breath. Find the breath as it appears underneath the nostrils just when you need it. The primary need in life being met. And then inhale fully through the nostrils, following the sensation of that breath in the nostrils. And notice the subtle changes in the torso as you breathe front, back, and sides. Full 360 breath all the way into the abdomen, the rib cage, and the chest. And then following that exhale all the way out, notice again subtle changes in the body as the breath leaves, maybe a slight pull at the diaphragm at the bottom of the exhale to release all of that used air, emptying completely through the nostrils. And then observe the next breath arriving right on time, perfect timing and rhythm. And so holding the body still without stress, strain, or exertion, full inhales in, full exhales out. anchoring our attention at the place in the body where the inhale begins and being right there at the beginning of the inhale. And with our attention anchored at that place, I invite us now to bring our awareness to the heart space. And in that heart space, allow for you to arise any one thing that speaks to you of gratitude. Maybe it's a person that made it possible for you to be here. Maybe it's Veterans Yoga Project for the work that they do in the world. Maybe it's a memory, a deed, an object. Whatever it is that speaks to you gratitude. Maybe for you today, it's just the possibility that gratitude could exist. Allow that to arise. I invite you to allow that to arise without judgment, comment, conversation, or criticism. Just allow yourself to find a space of gratitude for a moment. And then maybe you could anchor that sense of gratitude right there at the place that your inhale begins. And hold it steady as you go through the practice today. Now we're going to modify our breath a little bit to use the first of our tools to do what we call alternate nostril breath with mental awareness. And so in the modality of Veterans Yoga Project, yoga, our breath work is done without the use of a hand mudra. So if you're used to doing alternate nostril breathing with one of the hand mudras, we're just going to bring our mental awareness to this. So it's the idea of bringing your mind to the fore and recognizing the ability to focus the mind where you place your attention. So we're going to focus our mind on the right nostril as if we could close it mentally. And then we're going to inhale fully through the left nostril. Your pace, your rhythm, your breath, your count may be different than mine. And then we're going to take the mental awareness and switch it. We're going to bring the mental awareness to closing the left nostril and bring the mental awareness to breathing out through the right. Now, in physical practice, your breath may not be just in one nostril or the other, but don't overthink it. It's the mental awareness of just imagining or perceiving, placing the awareness on. And so we place the awareness on the right nostril and breathe in fully. And then switching mental awareness, we close the right and empty out the left. Staying right here, inhaling left. Switching, exhaling right. Inhaling right. And exhaling left. Again, no stress, no strain. The body is very still. Focus is on the breath in the nostrils and awareness of the breath. Just sitting and breathing with mental awareness. Now, again, your pace may be different than mine. Just go with your own pace. Find your rhythm, your breath. Just a few more here. Inhaling left. Switching on the exhale, exhaling right. Inhaling right. And exhaling left. 2 more iterations, your own pace. Last one, if you're with me. Finishing with the exhale on the left nostril, emptying completely. Just take a moment, maybe close your eyes or go inside for a second and just observe for you. Take a full inhale, both nostrils. A complete exhale. Sit very quietly for a moment. Notice if something shifted for you. Feeling into the effect, allowing the work to integrate. As we move through the movement part of the practice, we'll do the same thing after each series of movements. We'll take a moment to allow the integration, to feel into what is shifted, to identify that we can self-regulate, and to realize in the felt experience of resilience. Remembering that resilience is not the overcoming of any feeling of challenge. Resilience is the ability to feel the challenge and to respond to it appropriately. And so let us begin to move the spine a little bit. So I invite you to come around to all fours as I move back here. And as I move, I want to express for myself, just to clarify this particular situation, I'm demonstrating that you do not need a huge yoga studio and a great deal of space to do your practice. I'm being treated to a weekend with my favorite daughter. And so I'm just doing this from my hotel room, a little space that I have here. So coming to all fours, wherever you are, bring your knees underneath the hips, palms underneath the shoulders, extend back through the hips and long through the crown. Find length in the side body. As you inhale, allow the belly to drop, the chest to rise, the crown to rise, the slight arch, maybe just a very slight if you're like me. Maybe you don't have a huge range of motion in the lower back, but you're arching the little bit of motion that you have. And then as you exhale, you round the spine. Let the head fall, biceps frame the ears, hips roll under. Big old cat pose, as if you were a cat on a fence, just stretching that big stretch. And then inhale, arch, lift. And then exhale, round. And then move at your own pace, your own rhythm, breathing through the nostrils. Perhaps tightening a little bit at the back of the throat to find that ocean breath. So you can hear the sound of your breath in your nostrils and move to the rhythm of your breath. Find your pace, your rhythm, your breath. Arching and rounding the spine. See if you can breathe directly into the vertebra of the spine. And maybe as you open up a little bit and begin to feel into this movement, maybe you increase your rhythm. Maybe you breathe a little slower, feeling deeply into each particular. Couple more here. You're with me, last one. And then come back to neutral, lengthen. And then we're going to curl the toes, press into the balls of the feet. Let me move that. I don't know if you can quite see me. And then lift the knees slightly. So you're in a crouch, press back to the heels and into the palms and fingertips to lift the knees. Find your balance and support here, equal pressure on both hands, and then continue to lift the hips. Continue to let the head drop and the chest move back toward the chest, toward the thighs. Release the heels in the direction of your mat and find your downward dog, your first downward dog. Feel into this posture for a moment. Pressing out of the heel, lengthening through the forearms, rotating the upper arms in so that the head can freely fall
crown toward the mat, heels toward the direction of the mat. Now find length by lifting the hips a little higher. And then bend one knee and press back through the opposite heel. Feel the length in the back of the leg and the back of the body. On your breath, switch, bend the other knee, press back through the other heel. Now in Veterans Yoga Project, we don't go in for any exotic poses. We just find the truth of each posture. So walk your dog a little, bend one knee, switch with your breath. Just feel into that little, maybe wiggle your hips a little bit to find balance in your weight in your feet. And then slowly bring your knees down. And then press the hips back toward the heels, coming into your wisdom pose. Now you have options here. You can spread the knees wide to let the torso drop between the thighs. Bring your knees together. Perhaps you use your block and your gear here. You use your gear to hold yourself on your forehead or on your chest, whatever's appropriate for you. Press long, walk the fingertips out while pressing the heels back. Find the wisdom and then release. Get wide in the shoulders and wide in the lower back. Breathe deep into the lower back. This is wisdom pose. See if you find the wisdom in this pose. And then on your next inhale, reach long through your fingertips. And on your exhale, come back through table, curl the toes, lift the hips, press back into your downward dog. Find your downward dog. Inhale, the heels high, the hips high. Exhale, let the heels fall in the direction of the mat. Inhale here, press back through the chest and stomach. Exhale, release fully, full exhale. No tension in the neck. Maybe you just shake your head lightly, no or yes. Take a full inhale. And then slowly look up between your hands, walk your feet forward, little baby steps. Come into your first forward fold. Release the palms. Maybe grab opposite elbows in front of or maybe behind the legs, whichever provides you more freedom here. Maybe you wiggle your hips to find the balance in your feet. Maybe you bend one knee and then the other, alternating. Maybe you straighten both legs a little bit. Maybe you shake your head, no tension, or yes, I've released. And then bending your knees, release your elbows if you're holding them. Bring your palms to your shins for support. Remember, support precedes action. Find the support of your palms pressing into your shins. And then straighten your arms to help bring your torso so that you're parallel to the mat, flat back. Full inhale here behind the heart. Exhale, release the hands down, release the head. Bend the knees. Feel the weight drop into the heels. Stay balanced in your weight as you slowly bring your torso upright. And as you come up, take the arms up. Reach long and high. Gathering as you go. And on the exhale, you release your hands. I'm going to turn and face you so you can see me. We're going to move the spine. So we started with some flexing and inflection, arching and rounding. We're now going to move a little side to side. So feet are hip distance apart. Soft ankles, soft knees, firm hips and waist. Inhale, take the arms up. Now perhaps your palms come together. Not necessary. If your palms don't come together, then you're just going to be where your arms need to be so that your shoulders are supported. You're going to find that space back a little bit so you can see my hands. And then you'll just turn your palms up. If your palms come together, you interlace the fingers and turn the palms upright. Biceps frame the ears. Lift and lengthen here. Inhale, get long through the side. No back bend, just straight line lift. Exhale, just let yourself go to the left. Whatever amount, maybe just a little bit here. Keep the arms straight. For me, I like to rotate my biceps out of my peripheral vision. To me, that means my arms are straight. And then I'm just slightly leaning in, feeling the length along the right side, rooting down into that right foot, especially to feel length along the right side body. Breathing, always breathing, opening. On your next inhale, come back to center. Lengthen. And then as you exhale, let your body go to the right. Again, rooting into the left foot now, particularly to maintain rotating, opening, breathing. Full inhales. Complete exhales. Opening the left side body. Inhale back to center. Lengthen. And now we're going to pulse this. Exhale left. Inhale, center, move at your rhythm with your pace, your body, your breath, your practice. And remember, as always, everything in here is an invitation, an offer, a suggestion. At any time, you take any posture that is correct for you and your body. If you need to come out of a pose, you come out of a pose. If you need to take a different pose, take a different pose. Remember that it is your body and your practice, and you listen to the wisdom of your body. Do what is right for you. The only requirement here is that you be present and that you breathe. So if you just want to lie down on your back or sit in your chair and breathe mindfully, breathe freely, that's absolutely okay. Last one here. Inhale back to center. Lengthen, exhale, release the arms down. Ooh, feel that. Let everything settle. Take a breath in and a breath out. Now, we're going to rotate a little bit. So take your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders so that you have a good base of support. Support precedes action. Support yourself first. And then you're going to take your arms up and lengthen. Turn the palms forward. And then we're going to inhale to the left and exhale to the right. So we're just doing little rotations here. I need to move up off the wall. All right. Your rhythm, your pace. Don't force it. Don't overdo it. If your arms get tired, put your arms down. You can do any arm position here that works for you. Maybe you let your arms come down and you just keep your arms low. Maybe you move your arms through a series of elevations until they get to where you and just focus on the breath leading the movement. In all these movements, the breath initiates the movement. When the breath stops, the movement stops. So we're opening the spine here. We've done arching and rounding. We've done arching and rounding. We've done side bending, opening the side body. And now we're twisting to find rotation of the spinal column against the firm hips. One more here. Come back to center. Inhale, lengthen the arms out. Maybe come up on your toes, excuse me. Full inhale. And then exhale, let yourself come down and release. Step your feet back underneath the hips. Let everything settle. Feel the integration of that. Feel what's shifted for you. No exotic postures here. Just simple movement with breath to bring us into connection with our body, to find the support that's available at all times, whether it's through our feet in this particular posture and through our breath, which is the primary need being met. We find that. Okay. Now we're going to move into our chair. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this a little better. So your options to bring the hands to the waist, to prayer at the chest, or maybe you like to hold yourself at your top of your thighs. And we're gonna try to keep the back straight as we sit into our chair. So support precedes action. So support yourself with your hands on your thighs, maybe just above the knees. Find your seat first. Weight is balanced in the feet. And then bring maybe the hands to prayer, or maybe you extend. Keep the knees moving toward each other. Great place for your gear here. You take your block, place it lightly between your thighs, and just hold it. Don't try to squeeze it to death. Just hold it to keep your knees moving in parallel. Strong, engaged posture here. Feeling into this. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale here, come up. Exhale, just release. Now we're going to move a little bit of movement with this. So inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, sink into your chair. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release the hands through prayer and come into a forward fold. Inhale, hands to the shins for support. Straighten your arms to flat back. Exhale, please. Release the head, come into your forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, root down, rise up. Exhale, release the hands. Take a breath. Reconnect with your sense of gratitude and your intention. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, come into your chair. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Place the hands beside the feet and step the right foot back into a lunge. Drop the right knee in the top of the right foot. Check your left knee is over the ankle or behind it. So if the knee is in front of the foot, adjust. Support precedes action. Find your support. Now balance here. Engage the core, lengthen through the crown, maybe bring your fingertips to the mat. Maybe bring your hands to your knee. Maybe straighten your arms to lift the torso. Find your balance here first. Scissor or bring your thighs as if you were holding that block between your thighs. Bring your thighs toward each other to feel the connection through the hip girdle. And then inhale, take your arms up. Maybe interlock the thumb. Lengthen. Exhale, stay long through the fingers as you sink the hips. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the hands down. Frame the foot. Curl the toes of the right foot, lift the right knee. Step the right foot forward to join the left in your forward fold. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, gathering as you go. Exhale, release the hands. Other side. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, sink into your chair. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back. Drop the left knee in the top of the left foot to the mat. Check your right ankle underneath your right knee. Find your support. Engage the core. Maybe come to your fingertips. Maybe bring your hands to your knee. Maybe straighten your arms to lift the torso. Inhale, take the arms up. Maybe interlock the opposite thumb. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale, get long here. Exhale, bring the hands down, frame the foot. Curl the toes, lift the knee. Step the right foot back to join the left and press back into your downward dog. Inhale here. Take a full exhale. Inhale here, look up between the hands. Exhale, walk the feet forward between the hands. Come into your forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees and sink the hips as if you're sitting down. And then lift the torso and come into your chair. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, stand and release the hands. Whoo, inhale, take a breath. Exhale, let everything settle. Feel yourself connecting here. Feel the engagement of that little bit of movement, utilizing and waking the entire body. Fully engaged here. Let's move this with our breath. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, sink into the chair. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Place the hands beside the feet. Step the left foot down. Drop the knee in the top of the foot. Inhale, rise up. Find your arm place, wherever it is. Maybe interlocking the thumbs. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring the hands down. Frame the foot. Step the left foot forward to join the right forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Place the hands beside the feet. Step the right foot back. Right knee down, top of the right foot. Inhale, rise up. Interlacing or perhaps interlocking the thumbs. Exhale, sink in. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring the hands down, frame the foot. Step the right foot forward to join the left. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sink the hips. Come into your chair. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, straighten and release. Come back to your mountain. Take a breath. Reconnect, reestablish. From here, we're going to move into our forward fold. So we're going to turn and face the long side of your mat and step your feet wider than your hips. Turn the toes in slightly, perhaps. Feel the weight in the outside part of the ankle. Balance your weight. Lengthen through the torso, bring the hands to the hips. Inhale here. And then let's drop the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and open the chest. Maybe you lift the chin off of the sternum. Let's not scrunch the head. So we're not taking the head way back and creating tension at the back of the neck. We're just lifting the chin off the sternum as we let the chest rise, opening the heart. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly. Bring the torso parallel to the floor and lift the arms off the shoulders. So reach back through your hands and long through your crown and feel your hips pressing back and the weight rooting down in the outside of the legs. Inhale here, lengthen. Now exhale, release the hands down underneath the face. Press the right hand directly underneath the face, bring the left hand to the left hip. Rotate the torso to the left, maybe opening that left shoulder. And then perhaps taking the left arm high. Stacking the shoulders, pressing back through the hips, rotating at the abdomen. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and release the left hand down underneath the face. Take the right hand to the right hip. Rotate at the abdomen, open the right shoulder, add a little twist, and then perhaps take the right arm high. Stacking the shoulders, pressing back through the hips. Feel the length in the long back of the legs. Inhale, long. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down. Now, walk the hands to the left, bringing the hands to the left foot, keeping the legs straight, forehead toward the left knee. Feel the twist in a different place in the lower back, perhaps. Again, long through the hamstrings, pressing back through the hips to feel the length on the inner thigh. Inhale here. Exhale, walk the hands back underneath the face. Lengthen through the crown. Inhale, and then walk the hands over to the right, maybe outside the right foot, forehead toward the right knee. Legs straight, hips back, full breath, full length. Inhale here. Exhale, walk the hands back to center. Inhale, walk the hands out a little bit. Get long. Maybe find a little more length as you press the hips back. Exhale, walk the hands underneath the body. Turn the fingers away from your hips. And maybe just gently guide yourself into a little deeper opening. Breathing, always breathe. Inhale, walk the hands back to center. Exhale, slowly come up. Slowly come up. Slowly come up. Walk the feet in. Take a full inhale. Exhale, release the hands. And then bring yourself down onto your mat. Onto your seated posture. We'll do a couple of dynamic core and lower back movements. So we're going to engage the abdomen and the lower back before we move into our guided rest. So the first we're going to do is called bridge pose. So you have options here. So your hands can be behind the hips, fingertips toward the hips or away, whichever is more comfortable for you. Your heels can be on the mat, your knees coming up. You just lean back a little bit, feel the core engage, and maybe you stay here. Maybe you lift your heels. Maybe you straighten your legs. Maybe instead of straightening your legs, you just bring your hands up behind the thighs and support yourself here. Support preceding action. Maybe then you straighten your legs. And maybe you take your arms up. Breathing. And if you're shaking a little bit, you know you're actively engaged. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly. Your legs are up. Bring them down. And then bring your heels to the mat. Straighten your legs. I don't know if I can get fully here so you can see what I'm doing, but we'll work this, okay? And then bring yourself down onto your back. Let's see if I'm in the camera here, okay. You bring your heels towards your buttocks. Feet are hip distance apart. Knees are high and moving toward each other. Again, great place for your gear. You put your block between your thighs. You hold it there, Jeff. Hands come down by your sides. Palms down, forearms pressing down. Feel your sides pressing down toward the mat. Your lower back is engaged toward the mat. So feel that length. So for me, I like to lengthen through my crown to feel my lower back actually make contact. And then from here, as you inhale, tilt the pelvic bowl. So you're tilting at the sacral area. Your buttocks begin to lift. And then press into the heels of the feet and the balls of the feet. Engage the core and lift the buttocks. Bring the belly button to the sky. Take the chest and the sternum away from the knees. Get long and breathe. This is our bridge pose. Again, and notice the tendency of the knees to flail open. So turn the thighs inward as if you're pressing that block, or use your block and hold yourself here, the knees moving in parallel away from the face. Long, deep breaths into the lower back. Breathing deep. Now we're going to pulse this a little bit. So inhale here, lift a little higher. Exhale, slowly lower until the hips are just hovering. And then inhale, lift. Move with your breath, one rhythm, one pace, your rhythm, your pace. One movement, one breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And we'll just be here for 20 or 30, no, just kidding. Just a few here. Just engaging to finish up. Full inhale. Complete exhale, moving with the breath. Again, do what's right for you in your practice. Take any posture when you need to. How about 4 more? Three more. 2 more. 1 more. And hold it. Lift. Shine a little brighter. Press. Lift. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Lower everything down. Pick up the feet. Bring the knees in toward the chest. Reach up and grab just below the knees and squeeze. And then maybe just rock gently side to side. Feel the release of that lower back where you just were actively engaged. Now, we're going to do our twist before we go into our guided rest. There's always a twist before you hit the end. So we're going to do our twist. I'm going to turn this way so you can maybe see me better, but mostly so I can actually twist. And so you're going to come down on your back. And we're just going to do a simple twist here. So bring the knees to the sky, the heels toward the buttocks, and then walk your feet out towards the sides of your mat. So they go wide and the knees fall together. So you'll feel that abdomen release as the knees fall together. And then take your arms out, maybe 60 degrees, maybe 90 degrees from the shoulders, but you're just freeing space for your legs to fall over. Inhale here, lengthen through the crown. Feel that lower back against the mat. And then exhale, just let both knees go to the left as you look over the right. So your right shoulder is down and relaxed. So where your right shoulder starts to come off the mat, that's your edge. So maybe you're just here and that's where you are. Knees are still high. It doesn't matter. You're still getting the effect of the twist. It's not about your knees getting on the floor or anything like that. It's about you being able to open through the side body, keeping the shoulder down and relaxed and letting the body open as it's ready to. Breathing deep into that right hip and the lower back. Releasing the work of the chairs and the bridges, the twists, just feeling into the freedom that comes from this practice. On your next inhale, bring the knees up, head back to center, lengthen through the crown, relax the lower back down, and then exhale, let both knees drop to the right while you look over the left shoulder. And again, find a place where right for you. If I have a thought here, it's that the knees are moving away from the face and that the left shoulder and the crown of the head is all relaxing. So the work is just in that left hip and everything else is relaxed. Toes are released. Legs and calves are released. I'm just breathing here across the left side of the body and into that left hip and lower back. Finishing out the release in preparation for our guided rest, our final posture. On the inhale, come back to center. Walk the feet in. And then bring the hands down by the side. Extend the legs. Let the knees come into the chest. Reach up and grab just below the knees, or maybe the shins, or maybe the ankles, or maybe underneath the feet. Maybe bring your head up to meet your knees, squeezing into a tight little ball. So what we're doing here is we're compressing all of the work of this practice into our bodies. Just bringing it all in, pressing it into the spine, into the spirit, into the soul, into the cells. Press, squeeze, and then release everything. Let the legs go long. Let the toes fall open. Let the heels go as wide as is comfortable for you. Let the palms come down by your side, palms up. Let the crown go long, the soft spot of the skull rest, and the lower back compress into the mat. And then take a moment here for yourself to find any additional support that you need in this last posture. Maybe you have an eye shade for your eyes. Maybe you have a blanket or a shawl for your body. Maybe you have a bolster for your knees. Whatever it is that you need to perhaps give you 1% more support. And then allow yourself to let go. Let go completely. Settle into the release of all effort. Even the effort of breathing, no shaping of the breath, just let go, just release. Allow yourself to be. And as we be here, we'll do a guided track of the body, looking for areas of tightness and constriction, seeking to soften and release. Starting at the soles of the feet, the toes, tops of the feet and the ankles. Just relax. Moving to the calves and the shins, the knees, the hamstrings and the thighs. Just release. Moving to the buttocks, the hips and the sacral area. Relax. Coming to the abdomen and the lower back. And just release. Let go. Just let go. You're done. Be done. Finding the middle back and the ribs. Release. Coming to the chest and the upper back and relaxing. Moving awareness to the shoulders, biceps and triceps. Elbows and forearms. Releasing. And then moving to the wrists. Back of the hands, the fingers, and the palms. And relaxing. Bringing awareness to the neck and the soft spot at the back of the skull. And just releasing and finding the jaw and the tongue and the muscles at the back of the throat and just releasing. And relaxing the nose. The muscles behind the nose, the eyes, the muscles and nerves behind the eyes. Releasing, just releasing. And finally, relaxing the mind. Bringing attention to that spot
Maybe there's a spot for you between your ears, behind your brows, where you can just empty and be in space, freedom, stillness, just letting go completely, just allowing whatever, just being a human being for this moment. And then reconnecting with that place in your body where the inhale begins. Maybe bringing awareness to that sense of gratitude that might be there still. Maybe allowing a new sense of gratitude to arise. On your next, I invite you to return your attention to your breath. And on your next inhale, begin to return your focus to your body, perhaps wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe rotating your ankles and your wrists. On your next inhale, I invite you to bring your feet together, heels and toes touching. Knees to the sky, heels to the buttocks, and extend your right arm alongside your head, bicep by your ear. When you are ready, and only when you are ready, I invite you to slowly roll to your right side, using that arm to cradle your head and neck. Take a moment here on your right side to reestablish your connection with support, to reconnect, reintegrate, recover, restore, reaffirm. And then when you are ready, and again, only when you are ready, utilize your left hand in front of the chest for leverage. Gently bring yourselves back to a seated posture. And as you return to your seat, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you. Thank you so much for coming, sharing your practice with me, and being part of this Light a Candle fundraiser. Thank you so much for sharing your hope, your gratitude, your sense of respect. And I invite you to take that sense of gratitude with you as you go on with your day today, lifting yourself and others. With that, I wish everyone a wonderful day wherever you are in this world.